Good morning, YouTube friends. Again, I don't make videos very often, but I started watching some new people and seeing some people come back who hadn't made videos for a while, so I was inspired to make a little video and just a general check-in. Wanted to show you the garden because I haven't put up a garden update, I realized, for about a month. Here's my main altar in my meditation room. My hakama for Aikido, and that's another story. I'm going to be taking a break off the mat for a while because I've got a bunch of different physical, like my knees and my back, things that I need to figure out before I keep subjecting myself to to what I subject myself to on the mat. This is my other altar. This is my art altar with Saraswati on it. I gotta clean it up though. I've got a lot of incense dust there. This is my view from my workroom where my computer is. Lately, I've been making some more lumen prints, and I wanted to show you these. I showed you in a previous video my one book, and I've made another one. So these are irises. And this is a whole series that goes together that has to do with ancestral foods, buckwheat and poppy seed. These are the breadseed poppies, mushrooms, dill. This was when the lily of the valley were blooming out under the maple tree. And this is one that I did of well, it's my grandmother's face, my great-grandmother's face, but I superimposed it on my own body. And she's sort of a stand-in for all the ancestral grandmothers and wise women. So I was working on this one and that one yesterday. I continue to work with a lot of instant film. You can see all my piles and piles of prints. I need to be doing some new books that are going to be sort of in this format. But that's a November show, so I'm going to take some time to think about that. But I need to do some more with those. I was going to do painting. I haven't done painting. I'm still doing my my daily drawing. I missed one day. That was really annoying. But I've only missed one since the beginning of the year, so I can't be too hard on myself. But let me see if I can show you the new book that I've made here on Blurb. It's more of a magazine, so it's actually really affordable. It's like 15 bucks, I think. And I call it In an Instant. And these are all photos of what brings meaning to me, which is mostly home stuff. Now, these are from a long time ago when I lived in California, but it was just the home and all the just different instant photos that I would take on a regular basis. I use the instant cameras for artistic photography, not just snaps. So this is kind of a sweet little magazine kind of format. So like I say, it's cheaper than the other one, and I'll put the link in the down bar here. So I was working on that one. I am probably going to work on more, although I don't know yet exactly what they're going to be. I am thinking of doing one that's something about places I have been and things I have seen, and have it be part of this In an Instant series. In the kitchen, I'm making some yarrow tincture. I just read a little thing about yarrow that is actually good for anxiety, as well as the other things we know yarrow to be good for. So I'm making some yarrow tincture. This is my ginger and lemon balm soda. It's not real fizzy yet, so I'm still leaving it out on the counter my purple shiso. I opened a new bottle yesterday and I lost, well, I put it in a pitcher when I opened it, but isn't that the most awesome color? This one is very, very active and very, very fizzy, and it's my probiotic cocktail. Here's my Motley, one of my many Motley bouquets from the garden. And let me take you out there. There's Avery. She saw a bunny this morning. Oh, there's a squirrel. She doesn't care about squirrels, so she saw a bunny under the maple. So I'm going to go out, but you're going to stay in because I don't want you chasing bunnies right now when I'm showing the garden. No, you're going to stay inside. We had a good rain last night, so I don't have to water today. And we've just had so much rain. The clematis is done blooming for now. I've got some different scented geraniums on the porch. I've got black currants. Those ones aren't ripe at all yet, but these are getting ripe. They are a very interesting flavored fruit. They're a little strange. My Rose Canina didn't bloom. Gooseberry, some of these I'm probably going to move where there's more sun now that I got the pine out. But I grew these grapes. These are from muscadine grape seeds that I stuck in that pot. So these are growing very nicely. My hops would like more sun. This guy is getting some little figs on it, so I'm happy about that. This is just the Japanese maple. And there are elderberries coming. This is my tea, Camellia sinensis, actual tea plant there. That'll bloom more like in the fall. And I've got quite a few elderberries set on this elderberry. That's my no man's land. I put shade flower seed in here, but mostly I've got goosefoot. I've got some tomatillo in here. Got comfrey because I've got comfrey everywhere. Jewelweed, but I did find epazote coming up, which I haven't actually planted it for a couple years. I didn't even know that any seed was still left in here, so I'm excited to have epazote growing because I use that in beans. My burdock is going to bloom. I'm excited about that. This is all comfrey that I need to cut back. I should make some more oil. These are my mints, agrimony, lemon balm. This is my green bean teepee. That's got all kinds of, I've got red runner beans on here, I've got purple beans on here, I've got yellow beans on here, it's got everything. This is cramp bark, which, I don't know, I guess the birds eat the berries on cramp bark. It had really pretty blossoms on it. Let's see. So these are my paths. I still have more wood chips to put around, but I'm trying to get a handle on my back issues. Sage, garden sage, more sage, Mexican tarragon, which is Tagetes lucida. The bee balm is about to bloom. Got some marjoram. I've got some different culinary herbs in here, thyme, oregano. And these, waiting for these to dry because then I will harvest the seed. These are bread seed poppies. And I will also cast some back into here because that's how these all came up, just by throwing the seed back in for next year. Got a couple of peppers here, this one, that one. I've made one batch of cucumbers, brine cucumbers, and I need to do more. I've got coriander that's going to seed that I need to just throw the seed into the garden. I got to harvest the rest of the arugula. This is escarole. And I've got some tomatoes back in there and basil. I think that's called blood vein sorrel. Oh, there's a little bee in there. Go ahead, pollinate. Do your job. Another chili, a few eggplant here, some squash back here. This is all purple shiso. This is what I make that soda with, and you can make a tonic with it. Haven't gotten any, well, is that one growing? I might get a squash on there. The squash is just kind of doing marginal. That's where I got my yarrow from. Daylilies are blooming. This is all Jerusalem artichoke here. My little patch of corn. And this is how tall the figs have gotten. And this is all the extra space and light I have right here, since that one pine on the end is gone. And I got to get at that, but again, my back is just not doing good. I may actually have to hire some help with that. I'm still letting that kale go to seed in here. I have such a wild garden goji. I had to cut it all back because it was getting so mildewy, but it looks better now. All the bronze fennel is starting to bloom, which the pollinators love. I've got sunflowers coming. That's where I'm putting all, there's like a stump under there. So I'm just like composting on top of it and putting all the, when I have things to cut up. I've got Tulsi here, holy basil, St. John's wort, and another Tagetes lucida, California poppies and zinnias. I had a good harvest of comfrey, so I'm letting that kind of reseed itself. Got some lavender there, and the Rudbeckia or black-eyed Susans, more sunflowers. These are like a yellow coneflower, a native. These are like little sunflowers. I've got some meadowsweet and tansy, lots of comfrey in there. A little bit of nasturtiums coming. I have some skullcap here that underneath this borage. This skullcap seems to be doing pretty well, and this borage has done very well. There's somebody else getting some food there. Oh, hello. Yeah. And just some cosmos in here, some bachelor buttons. That is California mugwort there that I actually did cuttings from some that I have in the shade that's not doing well, and it's doing well there. Clary sage, there's some catnip back there, and some horehound back in there. This I think is a weed. I probably shouldn't be letting it grow. This is regular mugwort here. And these guys are all elecampane. This one and that one, and there's one more over here, right there. That all self-seeded. Rosa rugosa, more purple shiso. The motherwort has spread like crazy this year, so I'm gradually weeding that out. More Jerusalem artichoke in there. This is marshmallow, and it's blooming nicely here. There's some valerian here and there. I don't need any valerian tincture right now, so I'm not worrying about it too much, but I hope it spreads a little bit. That is Angelica sinensis. No, just Angelica arcang, I don't know how you say it. The regular one. Oh, I left my spade out here. And that is the garden. I'm not going to really show you out back because there's nothing, it's just woods out there where that big limb came down that I haven't finished cutting it up yet. So most of the main gardening happens out here. But someday I would like to create more of an actual garden out back with intentional plantings. I do have black cohosh, blue cohosh, bloodroot, and mayapple, which is American mandrake, growing out there. So that's all. I just wanted to do a check-in and say hi and be sociable. All right. Take it easy. Bye.